Good morning, everyone. Today we will cover two topics in our technology and learning in GHIS. First one will be ManageBac, how we can use ManageBac to help us in our organizing our teaching and providing information to our students. And the second one is the flipped classroom concept and how we can use technology to help us execute it. Okay, so we'll start with ManageBac. So in ManageBac, some of you may know, some of you may not. There are a few options to use. One is the unit plan, where we create a unit plan for each of our units. A unit can be a small part of your syllabus. It can be a big part of your syllabus. It depends how you want to break down your plan, your course. The second, inside the unit plan, are lesson experiences. These are lessons you can create, notes for your students and for yourselves. An online meeting, which is a new option in ManageBac, and creating assessment tests and assigning them to your unit plan. Okay, so let's go to ManageBac. So going into my ManageBac dashboard, when logging in, I select my class. Um, we'll use my mathematics class just as an example. And in my mathematics class, I go to tasks and units up here, okay? And here on the side, I have the add unit option, okay? I select the add unit option, give my unit a name. I'm gonna give this one to test unit, okay? Um, and inside here, I have a template already giving me so many options that are strictly needed for the IB. First, I start with the level. So I can put SL and AGL together. I can put only AGL or only SL. When is the month that I'm starting to teach the unit? So let's take September and the first week of September, okay? And um, by the way, your class is already assigned to a grade. So it's here I open the grade 11 class. And if you click this box, shared with grade 12, that means that your unit can be shared and be performed in both grade 11 and grade 12. And you give the duration of this unit, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever you choose, and the number of hours you plan to invest in it. Okay, I'll put 45 hours. Course part, this is for your interpretation. I use this for the actual term. So I'm going to put term 3 just for our convenience here. Here we add the description of our unit. So this you can take from your syllabus or whatever you want to, or just an explanation of what the unit covers. The unit covers these topics. Okay. If you're not ready with it, you can sign this draft and later on show it. And I do that usually until I finish everything. And then I remove the draft option just to make sure that my students don't see something which is undone. Uh, Transfer goals. So here, what are the big transfer goals? As you can see, you have the explanations, the IB explanations of what are transfer goals. It helps you think of how you want to plan your unit and what you want to achieve in it. Essential understanding is another concept. Here, you can have here a list of understanding is, and you can use the, okay, and first, second, etc. Okay, and inquiry questions. This I find very, very good. These are lists um, of understandings that are stated as questions, so to inspire students. So you have here the option of different kind of questions: debate, concept-based, content-based, skill-based. And here you write the question: how to find the slope of a linear equation, for example. And I can add another one, um, which is debatable, and in math it's more linked maybe to TOK. Um, what is infinity? Do we have a final size list of numbers? Okay, so after adding all these, the last part is misconcept and misunderstandings. Here are things that students may commonly misunderstand in the unit related to skills or content or concepts. And here also you can provide a list. Usually you can have a list or just indicate what they missed. They usually miss. This can help you guide you in whether you want to put focus and in your reflection. Um, the thing of um, um, y-intercept. Okay, just I'm making something up. When done, you hit the create unit, and the unit is created for you. Okay, when the unit is created, you see it's on the top to test unit, and you have here more things you can do. So you have here everything that you did until now. This is at a glance. You go to the planner, and in the planner, you basically can first of all update this section. So if we see that the duration is not 6 weeks, it's 5 weeks, you can change it. You can change these parts, the inquiry purpose, inquiry questions, and here we go to curriculum. Okay, so in the curriculum, you have curriculum, aims and objectives, syllabus context, standards, and content, skill, and concepts. You can hit the plus sign here, and you have the different aims of your topic, which course aims are taught in this unit, so you can mark which ones are relevant for you. Okay, same thing in objectives. Okay, and I'm marking all of these. Okay, and here I'm done. Syllabus content, so I do save changes. Syllabus content, add syllabus content. So here you will automatically get your syllabus. And if I'm teaching here numbers and algebra, I can mark all of them, or I can say, no, I'm going to teach only um, number and only these parts and this part and this part. Okay, and I'm not gonna um, sorry, these are the content specific. I usually don't touch the concepts, although you can. And this is something new, by the way. And here I can say this is part of my unit, and this is part of my unit, and this, okay? Usually in a unit, you'll probably cover specific parts of your syllabus and not, but you have the option to filter out, okay? I'm done. picking my syllabus. Okay, so I go up and I hit save changes. I have to save changes before I move to the next one. Standards. I can add standards. So here, same concept. You need to configure your standards first. Okay, and if you didn't configure them first, then you can leave it open. Um, Again, it's not must to fill all the options here, but it's recommended. Concept, skill, content, skill, and concepts. So you have here questions at the top and free text to fill. So students will know this content. Students will develop these skills. Students will grasp these concepts, okay? Um, these are all under content, okay? Content, skill, and concepts. On the side here, you see which one you filled and which one you didn't fill. Okay, you can always go back and change them. You also have the unit outline, which when you press it, it shows you this outline and removes it if you don't want to see it and you want to use the full view. After finishing this, we have connections. Um, and again, you have the metacognition, reflection on content. Check the boxes to detail any metacognition approaches you use. Okay, international mindset, academic honesty, everything is here. Language and learning, if it's relevant, TOK connections, and CAS connections. Okay, all these options are listed here, and you can see. And then you have the ATL skills and the IB learning profile. Okay, I think you got the idea. Okay, after we finish this, I usually don't add the assessments and learning experience at this point. I go up to, so we finished the planner, we saved it. Then I go to streams and resources. This is the main part. After you created the unit, this is the main part you interact while creating your unit, okay? You're creating your lessons. So first of all, by hitting the add resource option, you can add here any resource you want from a video, a file, a photo, or a note, okay? A lesson experience. This is basically a lesson plan. You can use it for one lesson, for multiple lessons, whatever you choose. My lesson one. Um, you can add here your teacher notes. My objectives, opening, uh, uh, main parts, and closing. Okay, you can write for yourself. This is visible only to you. And here, if you want to give some descriptions to your students, it's going to be visible for students um, and their parent. This is what we do today. Okay, the start time and the end time of your lesson. Okay, so I'll create this from, we said it's September. I don't have an option to go to September because we're still not, didn't open that year. So let's leave it here. I'll just change the hour to 10 and I will add my lesson. And you can see it up here. All the lessons that will you add will be added up here. Okay, I have now a lesson. Okay, it's shown here. And I can attach to this lesson an online lesson if I want. And let's see how we do that. So I click the online lesson. Okay, I give the online lesson a title, my online lesson. I say which unit it's part of. You see it's automatically part of my unit. I don't need to say that. And my lesson plan here is also giving me my default lesson that I created. If I have multiple lessons, it will allow me to select them. And here I put the time and date of my specific lesson. And this is the nice thing, you can connect it automatically to Zoom. So you need to first time do the click here to connect it to Zoom if you have a private Zoom account. Okay, you click here, private Zoom account, it opens you this, and you can sign in and connect it. But since we have the educational, the Ministry of Education Zoom, then it doesn't work. So what you can do is press other online tools, and here put in your Zoom ID. How do I get my Zoom ID? I go to, um, I open uh, my Zoom, and when on my meetings, on each of my meetings, I can get link, and it will get me the link. I recommend you always use the same link. I use the same link, so you don't need to change it, and it saves you. As you can see, it saves the link. So now when I will say other tools, but actually I will use the Zoom link, it will work for me. And in the details, I will add what I plan to do in this, what, what we will do. Okay, you can do anything else. I hit notify members via email and save changes. As soon as I save this, an online lesson is added at the specific time. The students will see this, and they just hit the join online lesson to join my lesson. Okay, so this was all about ManageBac and the new features. While you're using an online lesson, there are some more options, but I think it's enough for today. Um, Sorry, the last thing I will do, assessment tasks. So this you all are aware. So you add here tasks which are either homework, exam, papers, or tests. You can decide if they have points or just comments. There's also an option of criteria um, that can be used. Um, I assume you all know this, but you give a title. It's already part of the unit. You select what category it is. You give the due date, if it's a formative or summative. If it's points, you need to say how many points out of how many. And you give the explanations, and you can, of course, attach a file if needed. Okay, notify students via email, and you create the test. So I'll notify my student. I will not notify them because it's a test. And I will give, this is a 30 points, and let's say it's a test, and my test, and we are off to the races. Create task, okay, and I'm creating the task. Oh, the title, my test, okay. Create task. So now, if I go back, I can see my task on my all my tasks. And this is something that ManageBac is not so good of. If I want to go back and see my unit, so my unit is currently not shown here because I'm not showing draft units. But if I hit the include hidden here, okay, and press filter, I will see my unit here. Okay, we see we have a one lesson and one task on it. Um, it's still draft, it's not active. So if I go in and remove the draft option, where I do edit section up here and remove the draft, and now save changes. And now press again this test and unit. I can see my test unit. You can see it here. This is very, very useful. Your unit calendar. You can see the entire year and all your units, and by that you can see how you're not overlapping and how you're managing your entire year. Very, very useful. And underneath you have all the units below. This is all, when you do this once for your grade 11 or grade 12, it stays with you. It never disappears. Okay? Under this unit, I can always go and see my at a glance. So this is my summary, my planner, and the stream and resources. Okay, so I see that have my lesson, my online lesson, I have a task. Okay, if I add resources, I will have more resources and the students will see them. I can hit assessment as well and just see I only have one summative assessment. Okay, that's for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and now we're going to practice it.